Hey everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome to my channel. So it is card day and I have another card to share because I haven't been posting a lot of cards on card day and I've had a lot of people asking me why I haven't been doing cards. So I'm going to be doing some cards. I'm still going to sneak in those 3D on Tuesday. So don't forget, if you're new, to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it and share with all your friends because all of those things, yeah, they help my channel so much. And thank you for all who have been doing that. All right. So we are doing another pop-up card. This one is super easy as well. I wanted to try to do some easy things that even a beginner can do because when I was a beginner, I remember looking for something easy that was something other than a basic card. So this one is what I'm sharing today. This is a pop-up window card. So we are opening that and that opens like that. And you can put a sentiment here. If you want to use the back, you can write your sentiment on there. But I am using the same bundle I used on Sunday for my treat holder that I shared. The little treat box. It was a pretty unique one. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you haven't, check it out on my YouTube channel because it was really a fun one. So I am using this one. This could be for a birthday. I thought Mother's Day. This would be so cute for Mother's Day. I know Mother's Day is a few months away, but it says you make every day a little brighter, and it has some really pretty sentiments on here. And so I used the cup from this bundle. I'll show you the bundle here really quick. Everyday details. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and so when you order anything like with the dies in the stamp set that coordinate or the punch that in the stamp set that coordinate, it is a bundle and you save 10% by doing that. So I use this little cup Sunday, but I'm going to use this image here. I use this sentiment, but you can use, I was thinking of putting this one on the inside, but I'm not sure what I'm using this for yet. So that's why sometimes I don't stamp on the inside, because I use these cards and I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. So yeah, this is what I'm sharing today. So let's get started with it. I am going to be using a basic card base. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4. For those of you who are new, this is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and then you score it on the 8.5 inch side at 4 1/4. And this is our thick basic white, which I'm using for this whole card. Because even for the stamped image, because it needs that sturdiness to stand out. And we're even matting the front image too to make it a little bit thicker. You need some basic white to stamp on. And then we are going to change the front. I'm using not the flowered side. I'm going to use the striped side this time. We're going to see which one I like better. So this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, the inside piece that we are matting it with. This piece is also 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside here. There's one piece we are using for the mechanism. I think this is the one here. 4 by 2 1/4. Yeah, 4 by 2 1/4. This is part of the mechanism, and then this piece as well is 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. So that's what we're using for that inside mechanism that makes it pop out. This piece right here is going to be to mat the stamped image, which is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. For those of you who are new, there is an inspiration sheet on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com for all the projects I have been doing. So you can go there and you can download it and print it. And then for the sentiment piece, that is 1/2 by 3 1/2, and I'm using the basic white. Okay, so let's get started with this. Let's go ahead and we can mat first. So let's just go ahead and mat these. I'm going to use my glue press here. So we're going to mat this on the inside. And then we're going to mat this designer series paper. We're going to see which one of these I like better, the stripe or the flowered side. I couldn't originally decide, but we are going to do this one. Let's get this all centered and everything. I like the wet glue because you can move it around if you don't get it perfectly centered, as long as you work pretty quickly. I think we're going to do it like that. That's fine. The stripes are hard to always for me to center that. And then let's go ahead and stamp our image. You're going to use Memento because I'm stamping this. I'm coloring these with my Ohuhu markers. I have the Ohuhu markers linked in the description if anyone's interested in those. I really am enjoying them, and you can use your blends as well because you know that the blends coordinate perfectly with all of these. I'm just trying to learn these markers a lot better. I really like the assortment that I have. I have a huge assortment, and we're only using these here, these 6. But I have a huge assortment. I'm trying to learn how to use these a little bit better. All right, so let's color this. I'll zoom you in here really quickly here for a minute here. Let me push that up. All right, so we're going to color the flowers first. So we're going to color I'm coloring them like the flowers that are in that designer series paper. I'm just going to color all the little flowers and the big ones the same way. I also love the tips on these, the little brush tips. And we're going to use this for the insides of the flowers. I'm just going to blend this out. If you know about alcohol markers, you want to blend them out a little bit so that they blend really nicely into the other color. Don't be afraid to use, you know, like a bolder color with a lighter color. So I think it looks really pretty. All right, so I am going to use the blue. Let me check which one of these are the lighter one. I think that's the lighter one. I'm going to use this one for these little flowers here. These tiny little. I wanted to leave them white, but then I thought I needed to add just that little blue there. And then let's do the leaves next. So we're going to use the lighter green first. And y'all, I'm not doing much fancy. I'm just going to add both of these colors to these leaves. And this is the lighter color. I just like to give the leaves a little bit more of a variation in color. And then I'm going to use this one here. And actually that paper with the flowered side has light and dark green in it. This is kind of a teal color. But it looks really pretty on here. Let me turn these so I can get. I'm going to just go over a little bit with this lighter. Just in some areas there. And then we're just going to color the little vase part. I'm going to move this out of the way. It's getting in the way. And we're going to do the light blue first. I'm going to color the whole vase this light blue. And you can color this with the light shining from one side. Like if you do that, you want to do your flowers the same way. But I'm doing this like the light's just shining on it flat like that. Like right face down. And then we're going to blend that out and we will be done. And that's it. We are done coloring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this die here and I'm going to cut this out first. And then we are going to take it. I'll bring my cut and emboss over here so you can see how I do this. I'm going to put this up a little bit further when I cut it out so that I can put my sentiment down here. So let's grab the cut and emboss and let's do that. I'm gonna zoom you back out. I almost forgot. So let's bring this in here. I'm so bad about forgetting, y'all. That's why I don't like to zoom out a lot, because I always forget and I mess it up. I got a lot of those little dots on here. I'm trying to clear them off so it doesn't get into the paper, because they will get into the paper. And there are a lot of little dots in this that cut out on this die. So I'm going to put this on here. Again, I'm going to put this up at the top. I'm going to grab my mint tape, and hopefully I'm going to get this centered pretty good. The stripes always throw me off. And then we are going to run this piece through. This is really hard to run through because I have it straight. If you run these dies through at an angle, it cuts so much easier. But I can't do it at an angle since these are all coming out. I want this straight. All right, so can you see all those little dots right here? I'm gonna have to poke a lot of those out. All right, and then we're gonna do this again. You can actually, if you don't use wet glue, you can actually use this piece, but I like using the wet glue. And then I'm going to center this here. Use that same piece of mint tape. Center that in here. And then we're going to run this one through. This is just going through one layer, so it's not quite as hard to go through. But when you have designer series paper and the thick basic white, you have a lot. See all the little the little dots that it creates? It's a lot, y'all, but this die is so pretty. All right, I'm going to scoot this out of the way. And I'm going to grab my little poke tool right here, and I'm going to speed this up because I have to poke a bunch of these holes out to get it all. Actually, this came really good, just a few at the top and a few at the bottom. But I do have to poke the holes on the other piece as well. So I am going to speed this up for you. Okay, y'all, I got them all poked through. One way to prevent that is to clean out your die after you do the first run through, like on this one. And I didn't clean this. I've actually haven't cleaned this for the last 2 or 3 run throughs, but that would help prevent that from happening, from all these clogging. Usually you just have to do 1 or 2. This time I had a bunch. All right, so we are going to take the piece that we're going to back this with. Let's see if this is the big piece. That's not the one. That one's for our, yeah, this is it right here. So I'm backing this. And I am going to, I have one that's being stubborn right there. I'm going to just glue this on here. It makes it really sturdy, so it really stands out when you pop it. When it pops out. So we are going to put this on here. And I like the pink behind it. It makes it really pretty. All right, now let's do our mechanism. We are going to need to score it. So let's scoot this out of the way. And let's score these pieces. Okay, so you are going to score this. It's 2 1/4 by 4 on the 4-inch side, and you're going to score it at 1, 2, and 3. Super easy, right? And then on this piece, it's 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. On the 2 1/4 side, you're just going to score it at 1 1/4. And it's not in half. One side you're going to see is a little bit shorter than the other, but it's meant to be that way. All right, let's scoot this out of the way and put it together. All right, what we're going to do here is we are going to do the big part first. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you're centering it in the middle of this window here. So I am again going to use wet glue, and you're going to just put glue on this one end. I like the wet glue because you have time to move it around. And I'm going to center this, and I'm going to look to see that it's centered here. That's pretty good. And you're going to glue that down. Now you don't want to glue it past your score mark. You want to do it just right up to your score mark. All right, and you are going to see a little bit of where your score mark is. You're going to see a little bit that peeking through. Don't worry, that's not going to show later. So then you're going to do the same thing with this other side here. And you are going to make it like a little square. So you're going to bring this around like that. And it's going to be like a little box. See that right there? And then just do that here. I like to push this down, make sure everything's nice and flat here. And then this piece, you are going to put glue the longer side here, and it's going to be, you need to center it on this other part of the mechanism. And don't put it on the very top here, because you don't want it to stick to this. So you just want to put it like maybe not even a quarter of an inch. And then make sure this is centered, and you just want to butt it up against that. So you don't want to get it on this inside part here, because it'll stick to here. And then we're going to, I need to do something first. I need to grab my trimmer real quick. And because this one is so long, I'm going to trim a tiny, tiny smidge off of both ends here. And this is a little tip for you if you're doing something that's longer. And it's really, really tiny bit. Let me get it up there. So it's just a real small area. I didn't even get anything that time. It was so small. Okay, there we go. All right, so you just want to cut a little bit off of that side and then do the same on this. And I'm talking a tiny, tiny bit, y'all. Like that one's not even. Okay, just a very, very, very tiny bit. I mean, you can see it's just a little tiny bit, not much at all, not even 1/8 of an inch, y'all. You just need a little sliver. And it helps for this, because it's long, it helps for it to slide, to be a little bit more inside of this piece here. And you're going to go ahead and put glue right here on this other piece. And we're going to attach this. It's really easy to do. Just make sure you have it centered again. Like if you see a space, make sure the spaces are just about the same size on both ends. Press that down really good. And then it's going to open like that. So this is where I was telling you to take a little smidge off. Oh, I moved it. That's why. Make sure your glue is dry before you open and shut it. That should work better. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do the sentiment and put the sentiment on the front. You know what? I think I'm going to like this striped side better because I can see the holes better in here. Let's stamp this. You make every day a little brighter. It's really pretty. I definitely like the stripe better, y'all, because you can see all the detail in this. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I don't know, what do you think? You can see the detail all along this. It's so pretty. And then it opens like that. You can stamp your sentiment in here. I'm going to go ahead and add my ribbon. And you don't even have to add it. I'm going to add these little loose silver sequins. And I hope I have my take your pick tool out here because you really need it for this. I'm going to get my little glue here. I'm going to add a few sequins on here. Just put 3 just to give it a little detail. It's hard to grab these. I'm going to do a smaller one, bigger one up there, and a smaller one here. I love these. They're real translucent. You can't see them very good, but they're really pretty on a card. And then, got one out here. You can add a bow or you can leave it plain. It's all up to you. I'm going to go ahead and use the same ribbon I use. This is the sheer ribbon combo pack. I always have to look to see. It's got these 3 in here, and this is the bubble bath because we are using bubble bath with this. Now I'm making a really small bow because I don't want it to overwhelm the beautiful flowers. I'm just going to make it small. I'm going to cut that. I love this. I'm going to use a glue dot to put it on here. Like I said, y'all don't even have to put the ribbon on. But I thought it just added a cute little touch to it. And there you have it. It's done. Isn't it cute though, how it pops up like that? Don't forget to trim those areas and make sure it goes through both layers or it will get stuck in there. So here's my other one right here with the little flowers. Which one do you like better? I like this one better. It's just more me, I think. So there you go. You have a choice whichever way you want to do it. All right, everyone. You can shop on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com if you need any supplies. Here's my February host code. And it is celebration, so for every $50 you spend, you get a free choice out of the celebration brochure. Both of those are on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. You can browse those at any time. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.